Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Slow Blink Anime Podcast. My name is Phil.
I'm Candace.
And today we are going to be talking about another two episodes actually of Kakegurui Season 2. It's episode 3 and 4. And we're going to be covering, let's see, make sure I get the title right. It's the Untouchable Girl and the Connected Girls. It's the two episodes that cover the Nym Type Zero Gamble. And it's a game where there's 4 cards, 0, 1, 2, and 3, and they're each take turns, and then the player, each player plays a card each turn, and the goal is not to go over 9. So whoever goes over 9 is the loser of that round. And they're playing, I think, three or 4 rounds. I can't remember, but yeah, let's get into it. Did you like these episodes or like this gamble?
Yes, I like it.
You did like this one? Okay, I did like this one too.
I like it. I think it was there's some interesting twist of turns to with
which one? The 2 girls?
Yeah, so we get to see the sisters.
Yeah, the 2.
Wherein this is apparently the best game for them because can they talk among each other? I can't.
Yeah, that was
remember,
the big advantage they had, was that they grew up together and they kind of formed their own.
No, are they not allowed to, verbally talk
During the gamble?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can talk. They just, like, the other team would know what you were saying.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's right.
But that was like the huge advantage they had, because they grew up together.
Yeah,
and they had their own.
Other.
Yeah, like non-verbal communication. They were like super fluent in it. And that's they explained that they grew up together and then they separated families, and they're like competing families, so they weren't really friends anymore, but they're back in this gamble where they're competing for the president's position, and now they're working together. And the whole setup on this one is like they're playing this game, and then they're playing against, they were just going to challenge Yumeko. And then Suzui jumped into the game too, so there's going to be 4 players. And right at the beginning, there's like this scene where was it Miri? No,
Miyo.
Miyo hugged Yumeko right at the beginning before they started the gamble, and she pricked her with a needle that had poison on it. So after the first round, Yumeko just collapses from the poison because she's getting sick. So that's like the big upset that was happening during this gamble, and they were betting. I can't remember what they were betting, but was it the president chips? I'm pretty sure it was that. But then, just like a quick overview of the whole thing. They had to bring in Yumeko recommends that Suzui calls Saotome.
Mary.
Saotome. And Mary's in the middle of like her own gamble herself with what is her name?
The vice president. Right?
Yeah, the vice president, and she's offering 100 of the election tokens for like cooperation to help make sure that the president wins, or like none of these other Bombi clan members win the presidency. That was the main thing. And of course Mary's gonna come down and help her, and so that's like the main part of this gamble.
Mary got into a bind wherein it's like they planned the whole thing to where Mary or Saotome cannot, where she just have to save Yumeko. You remember? Because she didn't want to do it. Like, she was denying the vice president. She was like, why would I do this crap for you? But then it was all planned, and then until Saotome finally, she heard that Yumeko is in a bind. Oh yeah. That's when Saotome realized that everything was planned out for her to play the gamble. Yeah,
and she accepted the offer from the vice president. Yeah, but you're right. But I did, like, she was kind of forced into. Yeah, she was definitely forced into it. But what was happening is, like, the poison was taken into effect, so now they were playing for the poison, like for the antidote. I mean,
the antidote.
Yeah. So, the words that Yumeko said was like, just listen to whatever Saotome says, and you'll have fun, or something like that. And so, like, the whole thing, like, they, I think it was Miri that lost the first round, right? The younger one.
Yeah. I don't know if this was the first round or the second, but I know that she was the first one that got pricked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, other than, Yumeko.
Yeah.
After Yumeko.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the whole thing, like the whole time, they were able to pretty much stay in contact with each other, the two Bami sisters. And Suzui and Miri are kind of like thrown into this, their team, actually. And Suzui doesn't know whether to like trust Miri, like whatever she's saying, because like right off the bat, Miri says, show your cards to everybody. Mm-hmm. So Suzui was in that kind of struggle because Miyo was saying, if you just play with us and help us win, we'll give you the antidote, and then Yumeko will be better, and we just got to take down Miri. Like that was the whole thing. Yeah, but it just ended up like it was really fun one to watch because we were kind of ahead in the series right now, and this is one of like the more enjoyable gambles to be watching.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, and I even mentioned to you, this is the game they're playing is kind of like 21 or 31, like the games where you can't go over this amount. You kind of like guess what the other players have, and depending like what they're playing, that's how you stage your bets. So that's why I really like this gamble. It just reminded me of like games I've played before.
So you gambled when you were a kid?
No, it's just like games you play. It's just like games you play, just growing. Yeah. But it's really, I really did like this one. So that wrapped it up was what is her name? The coordinator of the whole thing, the girl with the ears. She was doing Gilbreth. Is that what it was? Shuffle?
Sounds, yeah.
Where she was doing like a perfect shuffle pretty much. So you could predict which cards are going to be laid out. Like it would be a set of 4 for each color. I can't remember what the exact number was. But that's how Mary determined what cards the two sisters had, because she said, Suzui, show your cards. So he showed her his 4 that he had, and she knew her 4 that she was holding. So that eliminates half the cards, so they must have been distributed between the two sisters, the other ones. So she knew half the cards right off the bat, and like immediately the sisters were like this is cheating. Like I thought
like it's not fair that
the
student council is supposed to be neutral.
Yeah.
And not be doing this. But she said that it's not really considered cheating if you don't get caught.
Yeah.
And that she should have known, or she should have noticed about the shuffling. It was her fault for not
noticing it. Yeah. That was cool. I like when she gets like real serious about it. Fuck the girl.
It's funny. Yeah.
That was cool. So what ended up happening was Miri got pricked twice by the poison. That's what the gamble ended up turning into. So like if you lost a round, you had to get pricked by one of the poison needles, and like that's for sure that you would die. So Miri ended up be the one that got pricked twice, and Miri and Suzui won the gamble, and they were able to help Yumeko. So that was like pretty much the whole thing that happened.
Can we just talk about how fucked up Miyo is? I mean, I understand that I guess she was trying to live up to the rules of the game. So when Miri had to prick herself, I mean, no, this is before Miri lost. They were talking about like why Miyo made such a risky move, and then Miyo explained that because it was like really close to 9, remember? And then who was the next person? I think the next person could be Suzui. I can't fully remember, but the next person was either Saotome or Suzui. Oh, I think it was Saotome, because remember they were saying that we can't take down Saotome right now, so we're gonna take down Suzui. Could be that or the opposite.
Okay.
But anyway, because if either Saotome or Suzui does not have, or do have the low number, a 0 or a 1, then what do you call it? Miri is going to be in a bind because she only had, I think, either 0 or the big numbers like 3 or 2 or something like that. And so that was the whole situation. That was the cause of Miri losing, Because Miri was like, why are you doing this? You know, like, but again, at that time, they didn't know that the cards were shuffled.
Yeah.
It was basically kind of like predetermined numbers that they would get.
Yeah.
But do you remember?
I kind of remember that. I think I know what you're talking about. Is it when Miyo wanted Miri to lose so she wouldn't have to prick her finger? Is that what it was?
And Miyo was saying that, I think, Mio was saying that if one of us loses, it has to be you.
Yeah, that's what it was.
You're the younger one.
That's what I remember.
But before all that, it was, like, basically kind of Mio saving her own ass.
Yeah. It's like she only cared about herself winning.
And then Miri just kind of left, like, you know, to risk, you know, either... Because they don't know if the other people were going to get low cards or good cards. Mm. And they did, and that's how Miri lost it. Yeah. But anyway, so that was the situation.
Yeah. But I did like the whole game. Did you... I mean... Do you think that the communicating... Like, the nonverbal communication was what made them lose, ultimately? Because they weren't paying attention to the whole gamble?
It could be. I feel like they were so busy, what do you call it? Like, trying to manipulate the whole game. Mm-hmm. And I feel like they think if they just get rid of Yumeko, then they'll be fine. Yeah. I feel like Yumeko was just the biggest threat for them, and so that's why they try to get rid of her before the game. And then they probably thought whoever replaces Yumeko will not be as good as Yumeko, and so they'll be okay. But they were wrong. Yeah. Apparently, because Saotome was able to figure out the whole thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much right from the beginning.
That's what I thought of it.
Yeah, and then the council girl, she also said that they depended too much on the poison and not on their own gambling skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think you're right. They just overlooked that shuffle.
And then we all know that Yumiko's just a gamble freak, and so she already knew the little details of, you know, from the beginning of the gamble. Mm-hmm. And so she doesn't really care if she gets poisoned or anything. But the other two were just like, we have the antidote, so if we do get poisoned, we're gonna be fine.
And that was like the one of the lines I liked most in the episode was that Yumeko had bet her life on it that Saotome would notice the shuffle. Mm-hmm. That's what she did. Mm-hmm. So it's just like how much she enjoys it. I think that's like after they had given her the antidote towards the end. It just shows you how much she enjoys taking that risk.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, but overall I like this episode. I like the gamble. It was one of the ones that was more easy to understand.
Yeah. At first we were kind of confused, but I guess that's when as the gamble continued, I understand more of it. It was really not that complicated. Because there are some gambles out there that are just like mind-blowing. Like, how is this even...
Yeah, we're like discussing it in the middle of it. So like, what's going on right now? But yeah, we'll talk about those in a minute for those later episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're caught up. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. Is there anything else you needed?
No, that's it.
All right. Yeah, thank you all for watching. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Reddit. And you can listen to us on all the major podcasting apps and sites.
Peace out.